Well, President Donald Trump is doubling down on his threats to impose tariffs on Canada, Mexico, and China. Speaking virtually to the World Economic Forum in Switzerland, the president delivered an ultimatum to world leaders.
If you don't make your product in America, which is your prerogative, then very simply you will have to pay a tariff.
And essentially, that's a tax. Well, Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau responded to President Trump's threat of tariffs.
We don't want this, but we will respond if necessary. And two, prices for American consumers on just about everything will go up.
Well, News 5's John Kasich has followed this tariff fight in President Trump's first term and has more on what this could mean for your wallet.
President Trump saying this week he still intends to move forward with an across-the-board tariff on goods imported from Canada, Mexico, and China, countries that make up more than a third of U.S. trade. The president saying Monday he's setting a date of February 1st for them to go into effect. Just this week, Cincinnati-based Procter & Gamble said they'll do their best to soften the blow, but warn the tariffs might mean consumers will end up paying more for things like Tide detergent. It could also impact the price of cars and car parts, food and alcohol, and yes, gasoline, since nearly 60% of U.S. crude oil imports come from Canada. If we were to see that, what might the impact be on gas prices?
Well, it would likely be pretty profound. Now, it could be potentially offset by a major economic slowdown, which could reduce demand and reduce some of the blow from tariffs. Motorists could be paying quite a bit more, potentially 25 to 50 cents a gallon more.
The Midwest would see more of an impact, he said, since much of the crude oil coming into refineries in the Great Lakes, including Toledo, does come from Canada. That's why Trump's own former chief economic advisor said this week that while tariffs, when used in the right way, play an important role in protecting American jobs, but
if you're going to tariff something that you import, that your citizens want, and you're just going to raise the price on it, it becomes a consumption tax. I have had a hard time understanding this concept.
That could then contribute to inflation, which could impact the decision of the Federal Reserve Bank to further lower interest rates. They next meet on Wednesday, 3 days before Trump has threatened the tariffs would go into effect. The head of the Cleveland Federal Reserve Bank telling me last month it's not something they take into consideration ahead of a vote.
We wait until it happens to deal with it. You never really know what's going to happen with policies. They tend to evolve over the time that they're being considered, and so we don't want to act prematurely. We wait until we see what policies are enacted, and then we'll incorporate that into our decision making.
That's something the Director General of the World Trade Organization also pointed out in Davos this week. The fact that tariffs weren't imposed on day one, as Trump promised they would, is an indication to her that nothing is yet set in stone. That's why her advice to world markets, in her words, chill.
Can we chill? I think we shouldn't get overexcited about the issue of tariffs. Let's wait and see what actually is done.
And to that end, she says, when you look at the actual executive orders signed Monday related to this, they deal with the examination of existing trade agreements, which should take some time, putting that February 1st date in question. John Kasich, News 5.